Now we're working with division of fraction, so this is going to be extra work and it's going to look different from the previous section that we did. So our first example, negative 5 over 2 divided by negative 15 over 8. So again, checking our sign for our final answer, negative divided by negative will equal positive. Alright, so the rule, when it comes to division of fraction, I'm going to write over here. A over B divided by C over D. Now, I'm using letters representing numbers. It's just the process of how you set it up. If you have something like that, it can be rewritten as a multiplication fraction. So the first one stays the same, A over B, times, I'm going to flip the second fraction, D over C, and then you just multiply straight across, numerator, numerator, denominator with denominator. So that's all you have to do. So, with this example, I'm not going to worry about the sign. I'm just going to write down the numbers only. So, 5 over 2 times, I'm going to flip the second fraction, so 8 over 15. So on the top it's going to be 5 times 8 over 2 times 15. Alright, so that's how you set up your work. Again, I only flipped the second fraction. I ignored the sign because I've worked it out and know that at the end it's going to be a positive answer. Now the reason I didn't multiply all the way is because I know I'm going to have big numbers. So, and I'll show you an easier method after we work out this the usual way. 5 times 8, 40, over 2 times 15, that's 30. And then when we have something like that, we can simplify. 40 and 30 can both be divided by 10. So it's going to be 4 over 3. That's going to be our final answer. Alright. Now, an easier method is I'm going to rewrite this here. Alright. So if you don't like working with big numbers, which is understandable, so what I do is I want to make anything in here become smaller number. So for example, we look for what's in common between the numerator and the denominator. So in this case, let's look at the even numbers. We have 8 and 2. Both of them can be divisible by 2. So that means, I'm not going to write it out, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to divide 8 by 2, which is 4, divide 2 by 2, which is 1. Next, if anything else in common, besides the one that I simplified, 5 and 15, they have something in common, they both can be divided by 5. So, on my numerator, 5 divided by 5, that's 1, 15 divided by 5, that's 3. So, I have the 1 from there, the 4 from here, the 1, the 3, 1 times 4, 4, 1 times 3, 3, and then there's our final answer. So, if you don't like working big numbers and when you're trying to simplify, you might end up doing a lot of steps. Here, I just eliminate all that work, just simplifying which one I can, and that way when I multiply I have a smaller number. In our fourth example, we have negative 6 divided by 12 over 5. So a whole number with a fraction. So first I'm going to check the sign. Negative divided by positive will equal to negative. So our final answer should be negative. Next, I'm going to rewrite it where negative 6 is a fraction. So negative 6 over 1 divided by 12 over 5. So now I have two fractions. No more whole numbers. Next, I'm going to rewrite it as a multiplication fraction. So I'll keep the first one the same, negative 6. Well, I don't need to worry about the sign anymore. 6 over 1 times, I'm going to flip the second fraction. So 5 over 12. So it's going to be 6 times 5, numerator, and then denominator 1 times 12. Alright, I check. Anything in common between numerator and denominator, which there is, 6 and 12. Both of them can be divided by 6. So in my top, 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 1 right here and 2 right here. Everything else, there's nothing in common between 5, 1, 1, and 2, so they all stay the same. Alright. I'm going to multiply the top. Now remember, that's be negative, so our final answer will be negative. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 2, 2. So our final answer is negative 5 over 2. That's our final answer.